Hello there, Scott from Wessex in England. As you can probably tell by my voice, I am very well. I've lost 6 days to this bug, so very behind, and I've got to get this done by Christmas Day, and now it's the 22nd, because this is my present to my dad. This is the bill hook that I adjusted. So sorry to Pete and Mike, but I'm going to crack on with this for my dad a minute. So the assassin and the enforcer will have to wait a day or two. Back to this, I've hardened it and tempered it, and I'm putting a convex edge on this one. I've done a lot of research lately with Mr. CKC, and always knew they were pretty good, but obviously this is simpler for me to put a Scandi on it. Done. But I reckon I'm good enough on the grinder and my belt sander, and I'm able to play around, and I'm able to blend it in quite well. So this one will be my first convex edge. Yeah, so it's a nice smooth transition down there. I've had a bit of a play with this beast, and to be quite honest, it's awesome. Convex that way, and even the edge there isn't really a straight, like a Scandi edge is just amazing. So I'm gonna have a go at doing convex on this one, and then get better at putting the edges on. So I really got to crack on. I've got to get the edge done, I've got to clean it up, I've got to get that even. I'm trying to put a guard on it. I've got beech, an old leg here, reach across behind you, so that was an old table leg, but it's beech. So my other bill hook I adjusted had exactly that on it, and then I got to find another piece of metal on the end, and I'll just peen the end over and give it a nice flattened end at the back, and our dad will basically have a Scramasax one off. So I got 2 days to do it really, so I'll go for it. So stay tuned and we'll see how far I can crack on with it. All the best. That was where the light's hitting it. So there. Pretty happy with the grinder. You can hear that, it's pretty sharp. Convex. If you knew then what you knew now, that was easy. I got some. Oh man, that's ridiculous. Okay. So that freehand with the grinder. Can I get closer? Try there. Should sort of see it blend quite happily from the tip to about. Where's the light? So about there is where it starts. It gradually tapers off. Convex. Did they do convex Scramasaxes? I don't know. Obviously, this haven't seen a stone yet. So. Stone time! Right, the stage that I've got to now is I've got the cutouts there, so where the guard will stop, but the sticky tangy bit is fatter there than it is there, so I'm going to dress that down on the sander by going on the top crown wheel up there, and just make it a bit thinner about there. Then the handle will go on proportionately on a bigger wedge shape. Or a nice fat bit there. Well, I wear my mask and it broke. Anyway, doing brass on an abrasive belt, something like that. The camera is covered in brass pieces, like gold dust. So the distance that was away from the grinder. I could feel it hitting my face. My face mask was here, bouncing off and up into my face. So if ever anybody hasn't used brass before on a belt grinder like that, don't underestimate how far these bits will fly, because this is very hard, and it comes off in little pieces. So I'd honestly go for a full face mask, or the goggles that got the sides on them. You don't want to get one of these little pieces in your eye. So go steady when you do brass. Okay, now I've plotted out on the guard the section, the square section in the middle of that brass piece that will come up to the tang, and I've come in a couple of mil. I'm going to drill the four corners with a very small drill, double check it, and then I'm going to drill out that piece using, I think it's a 1.5 or a 2 mil drill bit. The problem with using a very large bit is because you get all the scoopy round shapes, so I'm going to use a very small drill bit, really take my time, and get quite an accurate plot of holes that's a couple of mil shy of what that is, and then file the rest out. Okay, so a little bit of drilling. So once I've done the four corners with a very small drill bit, I've used a 5.5 to do the main section, and now I'm trying to file it out. Yeah, so right up in this corner here is a tiny drill, up in the corner there is a tiny drill. It just squares it out a little bit easier. My filing, I always find I'm sort of drifting off to the sides, because you've got a great big round section there where you might use the 5 mil. So I can go to the four corners. It's got a small drill hole in it. And now I've sort of vaguely squared it off. Vaguely. I obviously haven't removed too much material, because it doesn't fit up there. And looking through the aperture, I can't see either side of that. So it's too narrow and too short, so all I need to do is gently remove more and more and more until I want to get it to stop about there, so I can drive it on, and that'll be it in. Obviously before you do that, you want to get the finish as you want it. If I've got time, I'd like to do some decorative file work around the outside, but we'll see how it goes. See how I planned it out there. So the four tiny holes are in the four corners there, drilled out with a 5.5, and that's about a 6 mil bit of stock there. And as I say, at the moment there's plenty to go. So gently file until it's going to stop about there. Right, welcome back. I've had about enough this evening, not feeling very well, so I'm at the stage where I've got the guard nearly to the bottom of that tang effort there. So there's a little bit more to go, so I just got a touch more to take out of those two ends there, and then give that a really good abrasive clean and a polish, and I'd like to be able to have time to do some file work on the edge, and then it'll be time to get the beach legs, work out how big the handle's going to be, probably about there, and then another piece of brass on the end, and then paint the end over. But that's it for this evening, so catch up with me again. I'll try and get this finished. Long session this was, but the convexing worked out alright for the first time. Yeah, slice through a piece of paper alright, small one in. Right, thanks for joining me again. Scott from Wessex.